Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to speak about how to invest without having a lot of money. How can you be able to invest with limited cash resources? The first thing you could be able to do is invest in your skills through free education, through free knowledge that is readily available in the World Wide Web, in the internet, in YouTube, in other resources. Free information that you can be able to use to glean, to improve your own level of skill in your specific area. So use this information that is freely available to be able to build your informational set, to be able to grow your income earning potential, because then you can be able to sell yourself as a person who is even more knowledgeable, and especially if this information and skills are on current and new developments, that when others, before others come to take a grasp of these items, you are able to take advantage of being one of the people who gets this knowledge first. It increases your employability, it increases your chances of negotiating a better salary and making some good money in the future. So that is one way that you can be able to invest without having a lot of money, by knowledge and information and learning. The other thing is you can be able to write a book. Yes, you can be able to invest in writing a book. Write a book. Every person can be able to write a book. It could be a fictional book. If you are a creative person, you could write a fictional book. It could be a children's story book. It could be a book about your profession, about accounting. It could be a book about life skills. It could be a book about healthy eating, healthy choices. It could be a book about psychological health. A lot of topics that any person can have authority in speaking about. It doesn't have to be a very complex book. It doesn't have to be an extraordinarily complex subject. It just needs you to have some authority over and above the general population, to have a certain creative edge over and above the general population. And you could offer this book in platforms that are actually free. You do not need to publish this book physically. You can actually offer it as an ebook. You could be able to offer it as an ebook at a small price, available to the international market, and over a longer period of time it could make you some money. You may not make money as a beginner publisher, but over time, and having several books over and over, especially short stories, you could be able to make significant monies over a period of time. I know several people who have published books, and after 10 years they were able to make enough money from their books. Some as with a portfolio of like 20 books from their books in 10 years, being able to get enough money to be able to power their expenses and their lifestyle. So books are the easiest way that you can be able to get and to publish these books. Everyone, as long as you have the language, as long as you can be able to type and you can be able to save in a computer, as long as you can be able to offer this book in a way that is available to others, you could be also a publisher. It is as easy as you can as can be, and you can be able to actually do this. If you're an illustrator, you could be able to offer books with cartoons for painting of children. So it could be a painting book. You could be able to offer a cartoon book. You could be able to work with another person to be able to come up with a book and share the profits. There are so many opportunities when it comes to books and publishing, and it will not cost you an arm and a leg to set up this operation. And it could be operating passively in the background, and you could be making your money without actually adding more and more books actively every other day. So invest in this and you could be able to grow your wealth. Another thing that you could be able to do is build yourself as a brand. Start being engaged in conversations about your specific knowledge area. Start involving yourself in speaking. Start building a brand by having a YouTube channel, speaking about the things that are your unique individual skill. Start writing in newspapers, articles in newspapers. Build a name as you and your individual skill, because when you have built a brand and you have built a following, you can be able to capitalize on your following to be able to make some money. You could be able to have trainings, You could be able to have workshops. You could be able to do meetups and things where people can be able to pay so they can be able to access your individual skills. So build yourself as a brand and money will follow you. And you don't need to build yourself as a brand in 3 years or in 2 years. You could be able to do it even in 6 years. But once you have built yourself as a brand, you could be able to have something that will actually make money for you without actively putting money aside to build this brand. You can start small but consistently, and over time you could be an authority in your specific area. Of course, the other thing, you could be able to set up a training or a course that is available online at a price. Yes, you could be able to find platforms and websites where you can be able to offer trainings either through video, either through text, either through platforms that have interactive content, but in a way that you could be able to make some money as long as people are actively learning from a specific portfolio. You could be paid just like a loyalty fees for people using your specific content. You could be able to invest in such a way and make money without actively being involved in all this. And it may not cost you millions to have this business, and as long as you are consistent and over a period of time, as your name is becoming renowned and as your content is receiving more and more reviews, you could actually grow this into a formidable business. The other thing that you could be able to do, of course, is start a YouTube channel. There are many topics and many niches and many things you could speak about. The people who even speak about their individual lives, how I spend my day, and they make money from it. You could be able to do with any other interesting topics that people could be able to find interesting, and people have many likes, many adverse things that they desire, and your individual thing could have somebody excited somewhere across the world. Because remember, for you to actually make a lot of millions without investing too much money, you need to identify something that you can be able to offer to millions and millions and millions of people, something that is not going to cost you a lot of money initially to put aside and do, and something that will be able to gain you incremental value over a period of time. It becomes like a tree that you planted and gives you mangoes over years and years and years. In the first 7 years or 10 years, there may not be any mangoes, but for the next 30 or so years, you could be receiving mangoes every other time. Those are the specific things that I'm actually talking about. Of course, the other thing, you could be able to offer photography that could be able to be used by advertising companies. You could also offer photography that could be able to be used when people are doing creative things, and through platforms like Canva, through platforms that allow people to be able to get this stuff and pay a monthly subscription and things like that, and be able also to make some money from photography. And remember, it doesn't have to be expensive cameras that you're investing in, but it could be images that could be used over a period of time. Start a portfolio and include photos that you think have some commercial value, and you could be able to make some money over a longer period of time. Because remember, like I told you, these are things like you plant, like mangoes. They don't give you money immediately, but over a period of time, and because you have not spent too much money on any additional cent that you get without actively being involved in, without actively paying a lot of money or capital towards it, is going to help you make money with little investment in the way of capital. I hope that you are learning, you are growing, and you're becoming better in your financial affairs. Remember to subscribe to the channel, because I talk about all things finance, investments, and things you can be able to do to improve your financial well-being. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down in the comment section, because I respond to comments as much as possible. Thank you and enjoy your